Hello and welcome to another video from the only channel you need to not only survive the current apocalypse but actually enjoy it. And today's video is going to be about the legal issues involving survivalism and prepping. Ever since the very beginning, right after Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden, it has been absolutely illegal to be a human being. Everyone from that time onward was required to become a citizen. And that's the way this tradition has gotten to us today. The very first people, as soon as they decided not to do what was right, first thing they did was put on clothes, second thing they did was to cut down the trees, and the third thing they did was to plant agriculture. Building cities and living like everybody else is the norm, not because it's what we all want, it's because it's the law. And if you don't believe me, take your clothes off and walk out into the forest and just try to be left alone and see what happens. Now the whole reason for this video is I made a recent video where I talked about how you could take some wine, homemade wine that turned out bad, put it in the freezer, and then just pour the juice off from the ice, and you'd have a very, very strong drink that would be something you could actually swallow. Immediately after that, I was told, man, you better remove that video because by law that is moonshining and you can go to prison and have your house taken away from you. So just a simple act of putting wine in your freezer and separating it from the ice is a crime, similar to the way we've got crimes against growing plants and smoking them, or the way we have it's now a crime to drink milk out of your own cows. If you are a survivalist, that's just like a step away from being a human being. Human being just completely depends on God, ain't got nothing to do with the system. A survivalist is somebody that occasionally will use money, may try to walk around with less clothes or no clothes, but the reality is we still part of the system, but we're breaking the law. I have already had the cops come out here once before for trying to butcher my own animal I took off of my property. Now it wasn't a chicken or anything I raised, it was just a wild animal. And it just goes to show you, you have absolutely no rights as long as this civilization we live in continues on. But if you're a prepper, you may think you're getting away with something, but you're not. I've been through quite a few hurricanes, and when the lights come back on and the TV starts working, the first thing you see every single hurricane I've ever been through is a man being carted off to jail in handcuffs because he had more gasoline than the next guy. That's called hoarding. Now, if you're hoarding right now and there ain't no emergency, that's called consumerism. That's actually an act of sainthood. That'll get you to go straight up to heaven when you die. But as soon as the first bad thing comes along, that's against the law. So whether you're a survivalist, which is somebody who's breaking the law now, or a prepper who's not breaking the law but is going to be breaking the law as soon as shit hits the fan, you're still breaking the law. I mean, that's how we rounded up all the native peoples of this world. You know, the very first time somebody decided to leave civilization, they tried to kill him. And whenever civilization got big enough that it was able to cover more ground, we took and incarcerated, assimilated, and exterminated the Irish. Incarcerated, exterminated, assimilated the Pakistanis, the Indians, the Africans. We finally made it over to the Aboriginal peoples of Australia and eventually even got all the way over here in North America and were able to round up and exterminate all the Aboriginal peoples of North America. Same thing's going to happen as soon as civilization goes south. But here's the good news. In a very short time, the police are going to completely lose interest in rounding people up and killing them just for not fitting in with society, because they're going to decide not to fit in with society too. They're going to start hunting and growing a garden and doing the things that human beings are supposed to do. Wouldn't surprise me if in a very, very short amount of time they took their clothes off and walked out into the forest like we were supposed to. If you don't want to survive, don't listen to me.